You ever heard of Summum Bonum?
Yes, yes,
Prabhupada used to talk about the Summum Bonum.
yes.
I find, I think you could find it in the Bhagavatam, in Srila Prabhupada's Bhagavatam. And he describes this book as the Bhagavatam as the Summum Bonum. Bonum is the highest good. Summum means the highest, summit, like summit. The highest, Summum Bonum. Bonum means good. So he called the Bhagavatam the Summum Bonum, knowledge of the Bhagavatam. Ever read that?
Yes,
I
Maharaj,
think
I remember.
somewhere in the introduction to the
Yes, he
Bhagavatam,
mentioned it.
he mentions that Summum Bonum. I wish Therese was here. She could look it up on Google. She was trying to find the reference. Summum Bonum.
Maharaj, the truth can be only known from the vision of the ultimate good. It cannot be known from the relative good, because we may say like different subjective aspect of reality of different individuals, but that is not actually the true reality. Reality, the truth can only be known from the angle of vision, from the point of view of the absolute.
Yes, of course. I wanted to know where in
Yes, Maharaj.
Bhagavatam Prabhupada said that.
Let me check, Maharaj.
Yes, because in this, in the illusory environment, what is the question of truth or goodness? The whole 10th canto is the Summum Bonum, yes. Summum Bonum, what does he say?
Canto 10, Summum Bonum, there is a section is there.
What does he say? You don't see it?
I can see it, Maharaj.
Okay.
So, it's actually, these all chapters names are there in that.
Anyhow, by the 10th canto, he means the development of Krishna Prem. There we reach the Summum Bonum. When Krishna Prem is reached, one can dance with Krishna, love of Krishna, playing with Krishna, all these things. There we will find the Summum Bonum, our highest good, highest fulfillment, highest perfection, whatever you are looking for, you'll find it there. Summum Bonum. What is that highest good? That thing that will be most beneficial and most perfect.
Highest necessity,
Huh?
the topmost necessity.
Yeah. That ananda, that ecstasy, that will be overflowing, not only perfect, but also overflowing. Huh? They will complete all boundaries and then overflow beyond the boundaries. Whatever expectations you have, they will be met and exceeded. What's that? What is this from now? In the introduction to Gita, okay?
Dhanavad Pranam. Um, One does not need highly developed intelligence. The point is that anyone who accepts the principle of bhakti yoga and accepts the Supreme Lord as the summum bonum of life, as the highest target, the ultimate goal, can approach the Lord in the spiritual sky. If one adopts the principles enunciated in Bhagavad Gita, he can make his life perfect and make a permanent solution to all the problems of life. This is the sum and substance of the entire Bhagavad Gita. And then he mentions it in chapter 13 in the purport. It is mentioned here that the codes of the Brahma Sutra are very nicely arranged according to the cause and effect. Some of the sutras or aphorisms are Navihad Ashrute, Natma Shrute, and Paratu Tachrute. The first aphorism indicates the field of activities, the second indicates the living entity, and the third indicates the Supreme Lord, the summum bonum, amongst all the manifestations of various entities. And then he also mentions it in the Bhagavatam introduction. The conception of God and the conception of absolute truth are not on the same level. The Srimad Bhagavatam hits on the target of the absolute truth. The conception of God indicates the controller, whereas the conception of the absolute truth indicates the summum bonum, or the ultimate source of all energies. There is no difference of opinion about the personal feature of God as the controller, because a controller cannot be impersonal. According to the Bhagavad Gita, controller who has come specific extraordinary power is called Vibhutimat Sattva, or controller empowered by the Lord. There are many Vibhutimat Sattvas, controllers or gods with various specific powers, but the absolute truth is one without a second. This Srimad Bhagavatam designates the absolute truth, or the summum bonum, as the Param Satyam.
Good. Very nice. The summum bonum, huh? In philosophy circles, they know the meaning of that. Summum bonum, ultimate truth, the ultimate good. And that is considered the truth also. And to know that is considered the knowledge. If a person doesn't know what is his ultimate good, then how he can be a knowledge, right? How we're doing so many things. But if we don't know what is the ultimate good, what is the ultimate purpose, what is the ultimate reason, what is the ultimate satisfaction that we can get in our whole life, then can a person be really said to know anything? I know something about this and that and the other thing, but he's going through his life not knowing really what is his purpose, what is the highest achievement he can get. Is it by studying chemistry or mathematics or sociology or whatever, right? So without having that awareness and knowledge, then we can say they actually are have any knowledge. And to reach that higher thing they call absolute truth, then certainly that is true. So absolute truth, what is the meaning of absolute truth? Anyone know?
In the philosophy of Socrates, he gave the allegory of the cave. That is truth distinguished from illusion.
What did he say?
To escape the world of shadows, to reach the ultimate good, one must first escape the world of shadows. And then this develops into several stages. Just as in Greek society, they are too much concerned with the justice. So some sections related that the good is congruous to the highest justice. But then Socrates went a little bit further, I think, when he said it is the ultimate truth. That is the good is the ultimate truth. So that means there is
So
a stage of
what is that? How do we can simply, in a few words, what is the absolute truth?
Where Maharaj, all the opposite and contradictory, reality or existence is harmonized.
Very good. Prabhupada told once the absolute truth is the same for everyone, regardless of their perspective. He told something like that. It's the same for everyone, from every perspective. It's the same. Relative truth, which means from your perspective, from an individual perspective. The absolute truth is that which is the same regardless of anybody's perspective. They will understand it the same as it is. The difference between absolute truth and relative truth is like that. What will be the same for everyone regardless of their perspective. It's not that you have a Christian truth and a Jewish truth and a Hindu truth. Prabhupada gave the example of gold. Can you call it Jewish gold? Can you call it Christian gold? Huh? Hindu gold? Buddhist gold? Gold is gold. Huh? Regardless of what your religion is. So the absolute truth is like that also.
Maharaj, you have given the example of that number, negative and positive, when you put that in absolute, that sign.
Yes. It's the same. It doesn't change its value. However you look at it, positive or negative perspective. So, absolute truth is like that. When you come to that point in which nobody can refuse what you're saying, cannot prove that there's anything else higher than that, than absolute truth. Wherever they are coming from, we don't preach religion. Huh? We're not preaching about God. Huh? In India, especially, they have so many gods. Shiva's God and Durga's God and this one and that one. But we're teaching about the absolute truth, higher conception, all fulfilling, all encompassing, right? All contradictions are resolved. What is that in which all contradictions can come and still be part of the same absolute truth? Huh? Can God make something so heavy he can't lift it up? Then he's limited. If he can't make something that he can't lift, then that God is limited. If, uh, if he can't make it, he's limited. If he can make it, he's limited. Then what kind of
One Muslim argued like that with me in London.
Then what's the answer?
You told at that time that God can create the limit and he can again change that limit.
He can make something so heavy that he can't lift it, and then he lifts it. That is the absolute.